What does it take to motivate a child, push him or her in the right direction? Well, that's a question parents and educators have been trying to answer for centuries.
But you know, sometimes all it takes is someone to take the time to let them know they can be successful. They don't have to settle for less. They are worth it.
And that someone is a mentor. Stephen Taylor is the Executive Director of Worcester Youth and Family Counseling Services and joins us this afternoon. You just launched a youth mentoring program, and that's what we're talking about, obviously. What inspired this program?
Well, a lot of what we do at Worcester Youth and Family results from research and indication of change in our society, in particular in our community. And so we were seeing higher rates of youth that are classified as truant, meaning they're not attending school regularly. Also, graduation rates are declining. Even though Worcester County has a very good graduation rate, above 90%, that's still about 30 students a year that are dropping out of school. So over a 5-year period, you know, that's 150 kids that are going to be vulnerable in the future because they did not get their high school graduation or their GED. And so they are more likely to become dependent on social service systems. So if we can address that at an early age and reduce the number of dropouts or reduce the number of truant kids, then we'll have less dependency on that social service system.
So what kind of an impact can a mentor have on a child or on a teenager?
Well, it's huge. You know, a lot of kids who head down the wrong path, let's say, often say that if I just had someone positive in my life, someone that I could talk to, they don't feel like they have enough exposure to someone in a leadership position or someone that's inspiring to them. Their exposure is mostly with kids their age who don't know better themselves. So having that adult in their life that can be a positive influence is really critical for them.
So you say you start early, so how do you identify which kids need a mentor?
Right, so we are targeting kids in 6th grade through 12th grade. And our program focuses on Worcester County, and we're asking the school and parents to come forward and identify kids who are struggling academically in school or socially in school. So sometimes school performance is a result of poor social skills or impairments in social interaction that could have an impact on school performance. So it's either of those criteria.
So I'm assuming to balance that need, you need mentors.
Yes, so we're looking for volunteer mentors. We are targeting or want to have about 30 kids in the program for this year, and so hopefully that will grow over time, but we will need 30 volunteers because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 volunteer per student. So we need about 30 volunteers, and we've developed a training program for those volunteers so they're not feeling like, what do I do, or all alone. So we will usher the process by providing training to those volunteers and making sure they have the resources they need to mentor these youth.
So how would somebody know if they would make a good mentor? Is there somebody you're looking for?
Well, anyone who likes working with kids is the first thing, I think. If they want to make a difference in the community, they enjoy being around kids or young people, then they would be a great mentor. They don't need any special skills. As I mentioned, we provide the training that's necessary. All they need really is the desire to work with children and help them improve their lives.
So what do you expect of a mentor?
A mentor will meet with the child at least twice a month, maybe weekly if they're interested in meeting that frequently. And it might vary over time. So if the child is really struggling, it might be more frequent, but we're requiring at least twice a month. And then there's a group meeting where we'll ask the volunteers to come in, we'll provide additional training or resources or have a conversation about how things are going with them and the child. So we hold their hand throughout the way and hope that the kids can perform better.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a benefit for the child, a benefit for the mentor.
Absolutely. So the mentors in these kinds of programs around the country, we would learn that they experience such great joy in it as much as the mentee. So it's really a very rewarding experience for volunteers.
All right. Thank you. If you'd like some more information on how you can volunteer, we'll have that on our website, delmarvalife.com. Stephen Taylor, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Great program.